Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and we are going to be looking at some auctions that are coming up. There's a couple of reasons why I'm looking at auctions. I mean, granted, I've still got 3 cars, of which they're all pretty much done, but I'm partly looking at maybe a runaround, just something that I can use for a couple of weeks. And yeah, it's partly, well, my main car that I use to get to and from work is a lease car, and the mileage is really starting to creep up on that. So I need to find something that I can just run around with. Plus, with things like the cost of diesel and stuff going up, well, not diesel, sorry, petrol, mine's a petrol as well. I need something that's probably going to just be a bit more fuel efficient. But as I say, it's literally just so I can take the hit on the miles. And so anyway, so today we are looking at 2 auction houses, of which they've all got auctions which are happening tomorrow, the 23rd of February. Now, what I'm doing is I'm recording this in the evening of the 22nd, and then I'd imagine tomorrow I will be having to use my mobile phone if I want to bid on the cars, because I'm not going to be near my PC. So, without further ado, let's show you the 4 cars that are running tomorrow that I am interested in. I'll be quite interested to know your comments on them as a general whole, you know what you think the price would be. But anyway, so as I say, although on my watch list here I've got quite a few, we're just going to concentrate on a couple. So without further ado, Copart. The fees are still high, but they generally have the better range of cars. So, first one, Bristol. Not the closest, but not that far. I can generally get delivery for about £120. And we are going to look at 2012 BMW 316D. ES. I had many BMWs over the years, so I'm fully aware that this is not a traditional 320 M Sport, for example, where people go, oh, you need an M Sport. Yeah, I know you need an M Sport for like value and things like that. I get that, but as I say, I'm looking really as a runaround and then to sell it on. Plus, I want something fairly cheap. So, 320. So it's a 2-litre diesel engine anyway. It's just detuned, and it just doesn't put out the input or the output, shall I say, of a 320D. 190,000 miles. So we're getting on a bit for mileage. We are getting on a bit. So this is proper motorway miles, this. Primary damage is the side. Estimated retail value, $3,500, and it's in black, and it's a manual, and it's a diesel, and it's got keys. There's no notes with it, nothing additional at all. So we'll have a quick look through this. If we have a quick look here, you can see that for some reason the marks on here have highlighted a possible need for a respray. These white lines here, there's a possible need for a respray, but not really sure as to why until it's cleaned up. Can't really tell why. From this angle, again marked up old. I don't know what that means really. So your guess is as good as mine. It's an X, so it is an insurance job. It's not a customer problem that they can't sort out, so that's good. Quick look on the rear. Yes, okay, it's slightly wet, which potentially hides some issues, but from these angles, so repair, I'm not really sure where the what this is on about here, repair, because I can't necessarily see what we're looking to repair here. Leather seats. The ES doesn't normally have leather seats, so it's an upgraded interior. So that's good. No airbags deployed. And then the rear seats, not too really worried about them because... what else? So dashboard, tyre pressure low. That could be because there is a tyre pressure problem, but we'll come to that in a minute. Revs are pretty much low, so it's not revving high, and there is generally no real other issues displaying on here. Then we get to the damage. So it looks like a scratch or scrape that's gone down here. Not sure about dents, but certainly scratching. I think this is going to be on a door somewhere. Not too worried about that. And then we've got the roof. So, this could be a cheap car. Category N. And if we go to the history, the MOT history on the car, it is out. So it's clocked up another 13,000 miles on the clock. And it's out by a year. Offside front plane steering rack inner joint. That came up a year ago. Not really 100% sure. Oh, here as well. So it failed. Tyre pressure warning light on. So this could be an issue. But it could just be that there is needed for... Well, I say needs air in the tyres, but then you then don't drive a further 13,000 miles on the clock, do you? With the tyre pressure warning light on, you put some air in. So I'd imagine there's a potential error somewhere with that warning light, hence why it's on. But it is an advisory only. So it's failed. It failed on a tyre, but then obviously they've replaced that. So it's not too bad, if I'm being honest. And other than that, the MOT's not been too bad. Then if we look here, again, problems with lights. But otherwise, it's generally been pretty good. So that is one I'm very interested in. So we go back. The next one here. 2015 116D edition. So it's got the... I want to say it's the Sport edition because of the wheels, but anyway. So if we quick look here, it's category N, 81,000 on the clock, 15 plate. Primary damage is vandalism, and its secondary damage is all over. So I've got to work out from the primary damage what the vandalism is. It's in white, so not too worried about colour. And what have we got? Okay, it's got no keys. And only the driver's door opens. Okay. So, I think it's been stolen. A part of me thinks it's been stolen. I could be wrong. Or it's worked on some sort of finance and they've recovered the car from the person and they've refused to give the keys back. So generally the number plates are missing on the front. Again, that might indicate it's been stolen. And on the rear, very confusing. Let's have a quick look on here. Right, so it's an insurance job again. Now, on the front, seems to be fine. Apart from that wheel is completely... That's been hacked, that wheel. Completely hacked. On the rear, no number plates. Nothing to indicate any issues here. How about the other side? Not really sure. Is that just distorted? Let me just have a quick look down here. No, it's not distorted. The alloy looks like it's had a few chunks out of it. Right. Let's have a look on the inside. It says no keys. That to me looks like a key. So it's a manual, fairly normal interior, not leather because it's not an M Sport. Rear all pretty good. Nothing in particular standing out there. Right. So it runs and drives. And it says no keys. If it's got no keys, why is the engine on? A bit perplexed by that. And obviously the tyre pressure is on because it's not got a driver's side tyre. That door, I don't think is... there's a tiny little few dents down the bottom there. And then on the front, that's just mud. So I'm not really worried about that. In the back, some form of builder or tradesman of some sort has left all his kit in the back. Hence why I think it's either been stolen or it's been repossessed. And then don't have to worry about that. So that is at $350 at the moment. Retail value $7.5. That's very cheap for some reason. With the auction to be tomorrow. But anyway. So I'm not... It's a bit confusing. I'm not going to lie. That they say that there's no keys. But there's clearly a key. And the car's running. And if they said the driver's door is open... This is the other thing. Only driver's door is open. Well, no. Because... you've taken a photo with the passenger door open. So, Mot History. It's a year out of date. It did pass with advisories of moisture in the headlamp, engine top cover rattles, it's insecure. Okay. Front headlamp has product on the lens, but not seriously reducing. I don't really know what product that means. And then rear brake disc are warm. It did fail a couple of days beforehand on road wheel, more than one fixing missing, all four hubs, one wheel bolt. Right, so some bolts or a bolt was missing from the wheel. And major defects in windscreen wiper, no fluid in there. And the tyre, they failed on the tyre monitoring system malfunctioning. That's a bit weird. But anyway, it did pass. So, yes. there you have it. Those are my 2 Copart cars tomorrow, and one is Bristol and the other one's York. York's obviously a bit further away, but if you can get that as a reasonable bargain, that might not be too bad. Right, so let's just shut this down. Okay. ASM Auto Recycling. 2 cars tomorrow, back with Fiat 500s. These are slowly creeping up as the day has gone on. So let's start with the R-Bath. 2010 R-Bath, so not a 595, just a bog standard 500. Scroll down. Front damage, age-related dents and scratches. Starts and drives. Everything works, no service history. And this is, where is this? Lancashire. Oh God, might be a bit too far, possibly. Let's have a quick look. So it needs new front bumper, possibly a DRL. Think that's it. That might be okay. And then inside, red leather. Nothing else particularly. Have a look at the dash. So yeah, triangle. So one of the lights has, or the bulbs has popped or something. So yeah, now that's currently at 1940 and ends tomorrow at 11. I'll have to think about that one because that is Lancashire, so I don't know what the delivery's like on that. 64,000 miles, so reasonably low for its age and its category N. MOT, October last year. Nothing, no advisories, nothing at all. So that's pretty good. When was that done? 62,000, and it's now got 64. It's done 2,000 miles since the advisory-free MOT. Right, final car. Fiat 500 Lounge. Currently down, I think, in Southampton, Silver Lake. Category N, 46,000 on a 2012 Lounge. So, pretty low mileage. Accident. Offside front, runs and drives. Good description. No V5 and no service history. Otherwise, all good. Okay. So, from the outset here, no front bumper, no driver's side headlight, no DRLs. That's it. Otherwise, crash bars are intact, bonnet looks intact, need a new driver's side wing. I think wing mirror, door handle. Can't quite tell if something's going on there by the door. Door cards removed, but yeah, so be it. Relatively clean interior, no warning lights on the dash. Grubby on the inside. No appears to be any damage. Now they're showing us this side. I'd indicate there's nothing wrong here on the passenger side. Nothing at all. As you can see, doesn't appear to be any damage. here. Alloy. Little rivet marks on the bonnet, like stone. It's a bit more than stone chips, isn't it? I think. Yeah, that's a bit annoying. And then from this angle, we can't quite see. So we're missing a little plate here. There's potential problems here. Possible problems, but it is a category N. So if that was too major, it would have been an S, I'd imagine. So they've done, I don't know, they've either started on it, and the thing is we're not in the boot. There could be like the door card in the boot or something. We don't know. Because they've either started working on it and stopped and then it's been written off or something. Not really sure. It's just a bit peculiar. So go on the MOT for this one. 46,000 miles. So hold on, let's just double check. Oh. Right. It's done 40 miles and then it had its accident. And its MOT was literally less than a month ago. So they've already put it up for auction. So yeah, you can see it's barely been really doing anything at all. I mean, 2020 oil leak, but not excessive from the gearbox. But then it randomly doesn't appear anymore for 2 years. So not see oil leak again. Oh, that's the same MOT. Gearbox oil leak 2018. But that could have been fixed. You just don't know, do you? So at 740. Very difficult to tell, actually. Now I've seen that gearbox leak, whether or not it's still there or whether it has been fixed, because it's not popped up. But anyway, so that's what we're looking at. That runs tomorrow. We'll see how we get on and see if we can bag ourselves a vehicle. Okay. So, we are on to a new week, 1st of March. Just got in from work, so I need to get some sleep before the auctions start today. And we're just looking at 2 cars today, so nothing massively exciting. We are looking at some Alfa Romeo Giuliettas, diesels, 2-litre diesels. Both manual, and I'll come across those in a sec. Generally, they seem pretty good value for money. These do fluctuate a bit in price. I'm not really 100% sure exactly on where we're sort of looking price-wise. So we'll start with ASM, and they've got this Lusso version, 2-litre diesel, manual, 2013, and if we scroll down, 64,000 miles. This vehicle has sustained damage to the front, scratches, dents and scuffs around body. That's all it says. It's over in, I think, Essex. Not really 100% sure on delivery costs, but it's not a million miles away. V5 no, and then everything else appears to work. So let's have a quick look at the photos. Now, to me, it needs a new front bumper. I know that's obviously blindingly obvious, hence down the bottom here. Side on, again, I appreciate this has potentially been cleaned. and it's black, so you can't really necessarily see what's going on here. Rear end seems okay-ish. There might be a mark here on the bumper. And this side appears to be okay. But it's almost had some form of damage down the bottom here. And it's taking a pounding. This is probably the best picture. It's taking a bit of a pounding down the bottom. But it's a category N. So we're probably looking at a new bumper. Might be able to salvage some parts off this. Not 100% sure about the fog light down the bottom here. But we should be able to get a second-hand bumper. Can't really tell, if I'm being honest, about the radiator or the air conditioning condenser behind it. But anyway, so that's what we're looking at. Inside, 2 keys, cloth interior, and I think that's it. Quick look at the dash. No errors on the dash. The rev is counter is showing under 1, and yeah, so got a bit of a service history actually. 2018 it seems to have finished, although it's had a cam belt change, which is quite handy. So yeah, not that, yeah, so very difficult to tell, but it doesn't look like it's been done. But then, you know, I just can't tell. But it's cat in, so that's the main thing for me. All right, okay, here we go. So we have got some damage. Okay, so it has been hit at the front, causing these parts that need potentially replacing. Oh, okay, right. I actually didn't see that. So yeah. So was that a scratch? Okay. Yeah, there's the scratch on the back. So if we click on MOT history for this, it passed with a repair or an advisory for the part brake is at 16%. So that basically would appear possibly needs tightening. And that's it. And that was done in October. So probably don't really need a new MOT, if I'm being honest. That is currently £430, and that's going to end in 4.5 hours time. So that's that one. Second one, identical car. I say it's identical car. I'm not 100% sure, if I'm being honest, if it's a Lusso. But anyway, bit more mileage. Cat N. What else have we got? Keys, so engine's the same, 2011, and this is what we're looking at. So on this angle, actually, we'll come to that because this will be better. Very dirty, and it's obviously very cold, so there's a lot going on the car. Nothing from these angles at all. What have we got? One key, original. General condition appears to be slightly better on the inside. Dashboard, revs sits a bit lower. There doesn't appear to be any lights on at all either. So this is the damage. We're looking at potentially a new wing. A new wing. I'm not sure about a bumper. Possibly don't need a new bumper. Possibly only needs a new wing. The bonnet sits a bit high here, but I think it's just the wing. I think the wing's out, hence why that bonnet line is a bit different. They focused in on the back for some reason, and I'm not 100% sure why, because we can't really see that there appears to be any real problems here. And then we got the roof. So where's this one? This one is in Westbury, so in Wiltshire, and the MOT for that is September. So how many miles has it done? It's done 3,000 miles since its MOT, and it says that the suspension arm is worn. That's the only advisory. Although it had brake pads were changed, it would appear in 21. So that's the two we're looking at. 430 with the 2013, which needs a new front bumper and possibly new rad and air conditioning condenser. And the Copart one is a bit, actually, let's have a look. So just my curiosity, November 2013 and January 2011, so nearly it's 2 years, at least 2 and a bit years in this one. Otherwise, yeah, I don't know which one to really pump for, really, because obviously that's a newer one, less miles, but the damage is more. Or the 2011, where possibly just needs a new wing, but it's a high mileage. So I think we're going to have to keep an eye on the prices of this one, but unfortunately, I could be wrong, but I think this one's going to go first. So yeah, that's where we're at, and these are going to be the only two cars that we're going to be looking at today for possible bids, depending on the prices. So yeah, wish me luck, and we'll see how we get on. Okay, so BMW up first. Went up against someone from Germany for this one. I was really interested. Unfortunately, like everything, the price shot up right at the beginning before the auction started. And given that I'm sort of relatively newish to the 3 Series prices, I just wasn't 100% sure what this would go for. And so it's more of a, maybe, what's the word? Just an experiment, really. And actually, the price wasn't too bad in the end. I've seen higher prices for these, but kept bidding, didn't win it. On to the Giulietta from ASM. I was quite surprised that this price was this high. I thought that it would have started a lot lower. I think this morning it was at £400 odd or something, I can't remember, or 500, and then came on and this just kept going, and I was just really surprised by it in the end. Again, trying to look for a bargain, and with fees and everything, delivery was just too much in the end, and just quite surprised.
Your watch item is next on the block.
So we went on to the Copart one, which was, bear in mind, a couple of years younger. And I don't know, I think I just bottled it. In the end, you'll see the price, and in hindsight, I probably should have got it because I thought that was pretty cheap, and I didn't, and I'm probably kicking myself for it, really. But there you go. I'm learning all the time about certain cars and prices. So looking back at some of these auctions and the prices that we went for, back in Feb, we looked at the Arbath 500. That went for 2750. That's not generally far off probably what these were going for last year. That's actually not a bad price, really, for what appears to be a front bumper that just needs doing. So that's, yeah, I didn't go for that in the end, but I was always hoping for a bargain. But 2750 is not too bad. By the time you add, all your costs to it, then that's well over $3,000 out the door. Then we looked at the 2012 Fiat 500 Lounge 2012. Now, don't forget that this, if you look at it, required a wing, a new bonnet, a bumper, DRLs, headlight. I think we also needed an inside door. Yeah, inside door cover. Now that's 12. That went for 1280. I think that's high. When you add in everything else. I know I paid, I think 1100 or something out the door. Came in at about 1400, I think, in total for a 2010 Lounge, and the only thing I had to do was get a new rear bumper. But with all that work and parts, I think that's a bit too high in my opinion. So yeah, so that's those two, and then we've got the B&W as well, which I will get to, but that actually again went up against a German and lost that, when actually I really should have had the balls to bid more on that, because that's actually gone for a fairly decent price. So I'm a slightly bit annoyed that I didn't bid higher on that one, but there we go. So yeah, we're not winning at the moment, unfortunately, but hopefully we will find something very, very soon. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you think of the current prices of the cars mentioned, and anything I really should look out in the future. And I'll see you all very soon.